viewers, welcome to my channel Pharmacypedia. In this session, we are going to discuss further about another physical chemical properties, that is about the dielectric constant and the dipole moment. So what is dielectric constant? So in order to understand the dipoles and the effect of the solvation, we need to first understand the concept of the dielectric constant. So dielectric constant can be determined first of all in an electric field. So what happens is that when we place a molecule in the electric field, we are actually inducing the formation of the dipole. Dipole is basically the polarization of the molecules takes place. So mostly in the capacitor, you can see the diagram of the dielectric capacitor over here. So when we place two parallel conducting plates, you can see the gray colored plates over here. When you place the two parallel conducting plates which are separated by a medium. So these are the two primary requirements. First is the two metal placed, and in between the metal plates we place the medium. So and the distance is determined through the R. So electricity will actually flow from the battery through the plates until the potential difference of the plates equals that of the battery supplying the initial potential difference. Now this is again very important. So what happens is that when we place two metal plates and in between we have the media, due to the conduction by the media, there would be flow of electricity, and now this flow of electricity is due to the difference in the potential. So this is due to the potential difference referred to as the V, and it happens till the time the battery is supplying the initial potential difference. So the charge on the electrode is plus and minus charge, plus Q and minus Q, and V represents the potential difference between the electrodes. So dielectric constant is basically determined by understanding Cm by Co. So what is Cm? Cm is basically the capacitance of the material in between the electric plates. So whatever medium we have taken, the passing of the current through that, the capacitance with the material, dielectric constant of that substance divided by the capacitance with the vacuum in between the plates. If we don't have anything, we just have the vacuum. So it is basically a ratio. So dielectric constant is a ratio determined by the K, and it refers to the dielectric potential, the capacitance of the medium divided by that of the vacuum. So first we should understand what is capacitance. Now capacitance is basically the measurement of the quantity of the electric charge which is stored on the plate, provided a given electrical potential difference exists. So it is simply the measurement of the quantity of the electrical charge which is generates in between the plates because of that medium and due to the existence of the potential difference. So the standard unit for the capacitance is farad, and 1 farad is equal to 1 coulomb per unit. So generally the questions are being asked like what is 1 farad and what is the unit for the measurement of this capacitance. Now the capacitance of the condenser, which is the sum filled material, suppose it is Cx. So it is here we are referring Cx to the medium of the condenser, which is placed in the capacitor, either in the condenser or in the capacitor. So when it is divided by this reference material, so as we have done in that case with the vacuum, is referred to as the dielectric constant eta. So the dielectric constant for a solvent is a measurement of its ability to maintain a charge separation in the solution. Now these are just few examples of the development of the dielectric constant of that particular solvent, of that particular medium, when they are being placed among the two metal plates, and due to the potential difference development there is the flow of the electricity. So like different solvents, so the dielectric constant is fixed and specific and unique for any sort of the solvent. For example, if we take the polar molecule water, it is 78.5. when we take glycerin, it is 42.5. when we take methanol, 32.5. when we take ethanol, it is 25. For benzene, it is just 2.28, and olive oil, it is 3.1. So what do you infer from it? It simply says as the polarity increases, for example, the polar molecules like water, they do have high dielectric. It simply means they are able to have more flow of the electricity when they are being placed as a medium in between two metal plates, and the potential difference develops. So like when we take they are better conductor of the electricity. So polar molecules have large dielectric constant, have high dielectric constant because they allow the passage of the electricity very fast when checked out in the capacitance and when checked out in the condensers. And for the non-polar molecules like ethanol or methanol, it is found to be low in number. So dielectric constant is low because they provide some sort of the resistance for the flow of the electricity. So like different substances have different dielectric constant, and as per that they are being selected out for the measurement of the dielectric constant. Now, one thing very important to be noted down here is that we can understand what medium should be placed in between the capacitance so that there can be more conduction of the electricity. For example, if we take two molecules, sodium chloride. So for the sodium chloride, it is about 1.4 times easier to separate the sodium from chloride ions in water than in glycerin. So 42.5 is actually the dielectric constant for the glycerin, and 78.5 is the dielectric constant for the sodium chloride. So if we divide the dielectric constant for sodium chloride by the glycerin, you can understand that it is 1.84 times more easier to separate sodium from the chloride ion in water than in glycerin. So as I've told you, more polar molecules, faster separation, and therefore it simply infers that you have a better solubility in water than as compared to the glycerin. So I've told you the substances, the solvents which have low dielectric constant, it simply means they are non-polar in nature and they have not that much good solubility. Whereas if we talk about the very polar molecules, it simply suggests they have good solubility and they have higher dielectric constant. So polar liquids such as water and methanol have high dielectric constant since the alignment of the permanent dipoles. You can see in the figure, permanent dipoles within these liquids produce an appreciable increase in the capacitance of the conductor. So the flow of electricity is more. And the polarization of the non-polar liquids such as benzene or other ether produces a smaller effect on the capacitance. So they produce less conduction of the electricity is low. And this is reflected by their low dielectric constant of these liquids. Next, we move on to understand the dipole moments. So like we have discussed about the dielectric constant for different mediums when placed in the capacitance and the conduction of the electric currents. So like a dipole is the condition whereby two opposite charges which are separate from each other develop and the molecules get polarized. It becomes elongated. So the development of the charge within the same molecule takes place. For example, one side of the molecule will be positive, another will be negative. So it would be described by a vector which is known as the dipole moment. It is represented by mu. So dipole moment is mu and it results in the polarization of the molecules so that the charge is developed at one end positive and on another end negative charge develops. Now this development of the dipole moment basically depends on the individual charge moments within the molecule as well. So the distance of the separation between two charges depend. So this is the equation. So if you know the distance between two charges, so like in this molecule hydrochloride, you can see the distance between H and C will be represented by the R, and mu is your dipole moment. So the unit of dipole moment is debye. So this question is generally being asked, what is the standard unit for the measurement of the dipole moment? So it is debye. So with 1 debye, which equals to 10 to 18 ESU centimeter. So the ESU is the electrostatic unit and it is the measurement of the electrostatic charge in the vacuum that repels like charge 1 centimeter away with a given force of the dynes. So like in this diagram, you can see there is a development of positive charge on one side, another charge. The distance between positive and negative charge gives you the value of R. So dipole moment is equal to separated charge and the distance multiplied with them. So like a molecule can maintain a separation of the electric charge once it gets polarized. So by having a permanent charge separation within a molecule, that is the permanent dipole moment. And by or through the conduction of the external electric field or surrounding ions, or by induced polarization can occur for both polar and non-polar molecules. So why this dipole moment is developed inside the molecule? It is developed once it is being placed in the electric field. So like when we were discussing the dielectric constant for the substance, so this is the molecule of those solvents. So like once they are being placed in the electric field, they become depolarized. One end develops a positive, another end develops negative. So the distance R is more for the polar molecules and the distance R is low for their non-polar substances. Now let us try to understand the orientation of these dipoles in an applied electric field. So you can see these circulars, they are rotating, and on one side they are polarized, they have the positive charge, on another side they have negative charge. So this only happens once this substance is placed among the electric field. So this is called the absolute perfect orientation, can never occur due to the thermal energy of the molecules, which contributes to agitation across the molecular alignment. Next, we move on to the understanding the importance of this dipole movement. So we can understand that the polar molecules have larger distances, and it also depends on the type of the bonding. So for ionic solutes and non-polar solvents, the ion-induced dipole interactions have an essential role in the solubility phenomena. So we can relate the value of the dielectric constant, the value of the dipole movement, and correlate it with its solubility. So for solids which are composed of molecules with the permanent dipole movements, the dipole forces contributes to the crystalline arrangements, and you know that crystalline molecules have sharp melting points. They have better amorphous substances have better solubility as compared to the crystalline arrangements. So like drug receptor binding also plays important role because of the development of the dipole-dipole interactions are essential for the non-covalent forces to enhance the pharmacologic effects. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel Pharmacypedia for getting further updates. Thank you so much.